Hello. How's it going? Happy Wednesday, everyone. Welcome in, Flick. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Got rid of binoculars? I didn't know such thing. That would involve me actually going in and tweaking anything, and I have no memory for that. I touched nothing. Especially during the weekday. That's just not happening during the weekday. No. I have done nothing of the sort. Are you sure you just didn't see it? Oh, I didn't touch it. Maybe it was removed by wherever it was added to. Hey, Faces to Face, welcome in. How's it going? Do well. Why do people speak French in Canada? I mean, why do people speak English in America? What? 17 probably removed it from the default? If it was one of the default ones, then yeah, probably. Let me see. Gotta have to sign in. Emotes. Binoculars. Let's see. Load. Oh, I see the short version. Oh, there's the long one. I think you were using all the time. It's trending. Wait, do I have it? I think I have it. No, it's mine. Hold on. How do I see my emotes? No, I have it. No, it's one of my channel emotes. It's there. Yeah, these are all the emotes that I have on 7TV right now. See, binoculars is yeah, right there. On top. Oh, there it is. Yeah. I mean, if you have any requests while I'm here, I'm on the page. If you have requests, tell me now or forever hold your peace. Like, I know I have some on also BGTV. I guess we need to check. You just like to use that one as well. Well, there you go. Blame Chrome. Clearly, it was always there. I never went away. Anyway. Hope you guys doing well. Hope all is good. I realized last night, I think. Yeah, I think last night. Or was it this morning? I don't remember. I think it was last night. Sorry for blaming me. Damn straight. I am never at fault of anything, ever, of any kind. And to think so would be crazy. Last night, I was thinking Because I found out that in 5.6, we got a color ramp as a node in materials. And I was like, hold on, there's a color ramp node now. Is that controllable? Like as a parameter? And no, it wasn't, but there's another way of doing it that is controllable. Which means, theoretically, I can create a system now that will allow me to do the entire environment with a single texture. It won't be a single material, it will be a single master material. But it won't be like a literally single material because I'll need to change colors and stuff, right? But it'll allow me to do it with one material. Okay, technically two. Oh, sorry, one texture. It'll definitely be two master materials. Because I will need a regular material and I would need a layered material. But the texture is still one. Still one texture. For everything. So that's pretty exciting for me. Because that would make my life even easier. And I like making my life easier. Because I'm a lazy bastard. I know, look at me, you couldn't tell that I was lazy. But I'm a lazy bastard. Open this up. Where is... So, we comma him. Oh, yeah, I still didn't update that. Yeah, that's gonna be a problem. God damn it. So this is what we have. And what I can do now is make it hideous. But don't worry, okay? Don't worry. The point I'm trying to make here is I can now control this with a color curve. Okay? Dynamically. Which means I can put in those variations of color dynamically. Which is pretty awesome. Now, pretty awesome. So, with that in mind, let's start setting things up. Because basically, the first thing is we're gonna need to create a the texture. Basically, what I'm gonna do is create one texture that has a different red, green, and blue channel, so we can have different variation of like brush strokes if we wanted to. Maybe one that's like more big ones, one maybe small ones, one has a mix, stuff like that. And we go from there. Let's do it. But instead of 512, I'm going to do 2K. Our base texture will be 2K. Now, we're going to need to, I guess, how is the best way of doing this? How do I? No, let's do hue saturation value. Yeah. So I just want a grayscale. So we're going to paint. I wish I could just select like a random value, but no such luck. We're basically going to paint a setup here. And then color red, paint another one, color green, etc. Oh, we just need to make a new pattern layer. But you can't make a 2K? Hold on. Is this 2K? I'm assuming it's 2K. I don't know how to check. Okay. Let's start. So we'll start with some random values. 100% good. It maintained my stuff. The only thing is, I don't know why it's slightly transparent. So you know what? Let's do a mid-gray. And then I'll just have it go on top of it. I could have it go on top of black. It's fine. How you guys doing? It's going to be our life for a bit doing this. I'm probably not even going to be able to, because I have to manually select, I'll probably not even end up making a good variation. That's okay. We can always color correct from there, or like do like a levels or something. And then this will also be a... We'll try first with just one channel. And we'll set it up like... Well, I'll save it as a grayscale. And we'll set everything up to make sure it works. And then as well as take a look at what the size of the brushstrokes is, if that's a good size, and all that good stuff. Yeah, sure. Keep it there. It doesn't really matter to me where it is, I guess. I wonder if there should be like a method to the madness. Maybe like just go like kind of thing. Yeah, that's what I need to do. Let's just go down the list. To figure out like good placement for kind of variation. Good thing is, I guess, because there does have some transparency, you'll automatically have that little bit of extra variation. Hey, Leo, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Is there a way to use distance field meshes? What do you mean? Distance field uses meshes, yes. Blend into a base mesh that isn't a landscape. Yes? Yeah, it uses meshes by default. That's how distance field stuff works. Just keep in mind that something that has distance field active will only work with or be affected by things that don't have distance field active. Right? Skeletal meshes have no distance field. Yeah, a skeletal mesh, yeah. That makes sense. But like regular meshes, like static meshes, yeah, they do. There's a way to have both of them have the effect using a new node Epic has. Oh, really? Yeah. I didn't know about that. That's cool. Oh. I actually pressed 1 and it became lighter. That's why. You're not sure how to get two meshes to blend? You have the mask itself. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're saying that you can do both directions, that's cool. But as last I checked, which was a bit ago, it was only one can affect another, and that's it. You can't have, because otherwise it will affect itself. That's the problem, right? So the thing that you want to be affected can't create distance fields itself, or you have issues. If you're saying there's a node or something that will automatically like filter itself out, I mean, that's cool. I'll need to look into that. Is a hacky way of using the distance field approximate ambient occlusion node? Sure, I mean, sure. Sounds interesting. Hey, Revolution Art, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Something called Mesh Blend on Fab that can blend meshes together. The person who made it posted about it on the Discord a while back. But it's when I last checked, it doesn't work with like baked stuff. Like it's a post-process thing. Or so I don't remember. There was something about it that did not let me would not fit the use case that I needed. At least at work. I don't know what the problem was, but I remember there was like a something. Can you get the material of an object in post-process? No. It doesn't know anything about the things inside of it. And the things that it's seeing. It just has the pixels. That is not something easily replicatable. I'll tell you that now. Because I believe that's done through C++. Like, it's not like just a simple material or something. Starting to get 50-55 FPS in a header. Nice. That's a good start. Now double it. And give it to the next person. A lot more dark ones here, a lot more light ones here. Does it matter? Not really, but let's give it a little more breakup in some places. Okay, let's do that. Okay, we can try this. Let's do a folder environment. Paint pictures. Very happy with the plugin so far. You can sweep SVG profiles now. I don't know what that is, but nice. It's like baseboards around walls. It's cool because it loads SVG into a data asset and converts the points to usable data. Cool. I don't know what SVG is, but I'm glad it's working. Only for you, God, when the cave material work with regular meshes, why would it not? Scalable vector graphics. Still doesn't tell me anything. What is scalable vector graphics? What is that different than just vector graphics in general? Can Unreal even do vectors? It would cause like issues with other meshes like stretching. I mean, that's just a matter of UVs, right? Painted landscape. Let's call it painted landscape. Oh, I also need to export it. I guess it's not really a painted landscape, it's just paint strokes. Basically for things like Illustrator where it's 2D. Okay, it is not. You had to include that that into the code. Oh, okay. So you just like created a new custom setup that allows you to read that information. That's cool. Sort of. Yes, Leo. Beautiful. Look at it. Let's change this to be masks. I take it back. Let's not. Because that is what I painted. I painted sRGB. It needs to stay sRGB. Whoops. Okay, let's do we just set it up in a material function? So I can just reuse the entire thing? Because I'll need to put this inside of a regular material and inside of a material layer. So I might as well just do a material function. So I just reuse the same thing in both places. Yeah, but isn't it? Well, I guess I don't know how expensive it is. I was about to say, isn't it expensive? I actually don't know how expensive it is. This is going to be the you going to copy on all this. And then go from there. I'll put it all in the same or sort of same category later. High gradient I'll still want. Okay. So this goes here. Then we do a channel mask parameter. That goes here. And then we could still use hue shift. I mean, we don't really need it anymore. But I guess it doesn't hurt because it'll allow me to reuse a curve and just hue shift it. Yeah. Same thing with saturation and tint. No different to splines, technicality's sake. But also would have support for being able to rasterize areas that the spline would define. Yeah, but if you look at splines, they're actually not perfectly smooth. You actually have to increase the divisions of the spline yourself. if you want it to be smoother. Do I have like a curved one? I don't have a curved one here. Here, if I go here, and then I just do select all spline points, curve. It might be hard to see, but that is a line. Then that is a line. Then this is a line. There's a kink here, right? It is not like SVG where it's perfectly smooth. If I want to, I can smooth it further by going in the spline properties, and there's a setting for it. I forget where. Forget which one rather. But you can smooth it. Not duration. One of them here is to smooth it. But by default, it is not. Unlike an actual, like, you know, vector art, it is not perfectly smooth. So even my splines are not that complex. Hey Rohan, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. You should use the noise node instead of a texture. If you can tell me how a noise node can replicate this, I'll wait. I'll wait. I mean, I'll continue working, but I'll wait. You need a Bob Ross though for that one. I know, seriously. We get some happy little strokes for happy little folks. Let's do you, then we'll do a min specular and a max specular. Hold on. Output. Function output. That's the one? Right, that is the... Yes. I guess specular. You maybe can, but it would be a lot of work. You can't. I mean, sure. Technically, someone could and has made insane full paintings using pure math. You can make the entire thing through just ones and zero if you know how to do it. But you know, at a certain point, it's just not worth it. At some point we gotta say, you know what, maybe maybe we don't. Also, let's do specular min. Specular max. Your math teacher said everything is math. Maybe she was right. I mean, she's not, but reading is not math. Case in point. Writing is not math. Checkmate. If it was the same, you wouldn't have to have the different classes. Checkmate. Spec probably should be at 0 for most cases, actually. Your computer, that's math. They program in it. The desk in front of you is math. No, the desk in front of me is metal and I forget what this material is. It's not wood. Laminate? I forget. Laminate is what it's covered in. I forget what the material is. You ain't anxious that the company isn't responding and send your evaluation test on Monday? If you just sent it on Monday, my good sir. There was a place where I got hired at that got back to me in like 4 to 6 months. It hasn't been a week, my good sir. Relax. Shit takes time. What about writing down a math equation? Well, you didn't math down a math equation, did you? You wrote down a math equation. If it was the same thing, there wouldn't be different words for it, would there? Checkmate, atheist. How was it cut? With a blade. How is it measured? Yeah, there's some math there. The measurement itself is doing math. By the way, I am very well aware of how some people say everything is math. I've heard it before. But then at a certain point, why does it, like, everything's an atom. And we have words to define things. Right? Why even work with definitions of anything if we're just going to be like, oh, everything is X? Yeah, I don't like it. You told him the end of the week. Never tell a company you're trying to get hired for. Never give them a deadline. Don't do that. Because they're just gonna throw you out then. Because, like, okay, well, this guy, yeah, clearly wants it, but doesn't care enough to wait. You don't know how many other applications or tests or whatever they're doing. That might need time. Like, don't do that. It's my recommendation. Just never do that. Look at it. Look at the pretty colors. How is the blade made in the fire? There was math involved in that too? No? No? What? Feed your existentialism? I wish I knew the definition of the word. I don't know the definition of the word. We're waiting for Friday the latest? Why are you waiting for Friday the latest? Do you have another job offer? Which is? You don't need to know math for that. You just keep heating it up and get it until it melts. At a certain point, you just know this much fire equals melt. You don't need math for that. It'll make things easier if you know the exact thing. You have a digital thing, right? Like, right, you can make things easier, but you don't need any math. Yeah, blacksmith hammering down on a piece of steel isn't math. Yeah. He doesn't need to know how pretty much anything. He needs to know, hey, thing get hot, put metal in, hammer. Right? Like, there's no amount of like, oh, what is the tangent of this? What is the... No, you don't. 2, possibly 3 offers right now? Well, then take one. Yeah. If you have offers, then yeah. Unless the third one is like considerably better than the other ones. No, hold on a second. hold on. When I say offers, I mean they offered you a job and you said, hold on, let me think about it. They gave you like, yes, we want to hire you. This is the rates and this is all the information for it, right? That's what we're assuming here. Just be clear. Well, company. Okay, so they did offer. Okay. Yeah, then you can say you have. Yeah, then that's fine. Yeah, then you can say yeah. I need to reply to XY company. Yeah, wait another week. Then you're fine to say that. In that scenario, you did the right thing. So we're not doing this anymore. We're doing normal from height map. The hell is normal from height map? Chaos. Expensive. Capital. Jesus. Why is the expensive one so much simpler? Oh, they bulk expensive. Hey Marcus, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you doing well. What do you mean? Hold on. What do you mean if you're accepted? If you got an offer that you're accepted, you just you haven't accepted them yet, right? So you already got accepted. You seem to give them the answer. Never seen a material note call you poor before. I know, right? Anyway, we're not using that. We use a texture 2D node. Okay, hold on. We can use a texture 2D. Texture object. This goes here. And then this becomes the parameter. Paint strips. If I recall correctly, there should be no problems duplicating this, but to make it easier, I'm just going to use a named route. Just so I don't need to worry about two of them in the future. UVs we also need. Oh, this is different. Coordinates. This is the Oh, and this is important. Can God damn it. Why can't I just use the same, just specify the same thing for both? That's annoying. That's annoying. You only get accepted if you pass the preliminary. Okay, so you have not gone any offer. You've not gotten an offer then. Okay. So then I wouldn't give anyone a deadline. If you have not gone the offer, that means you haven't been accepted yet. That means, yeah, let them take as much time as you want, as they want. I mean, I'm only using one texture. So it doesn't really matter. But probably still not a bad idea. Because I'm literally only using one. Why did my show bubble when zoomed not on by default? It used to be on by default. It's on by default. But the shit, it's on. Epic! Why are you breaking shit?
Oh yes, the ritual sacrifice to our corporate overlords has begun. Pausing.
Does anybody know if using a level instance along a spline-driven PCG graph is more expensive than generating everything directly in the PCG graph? Yes, it's more expensive because you're spawning in full actors, and so things are only instance as much as they're instance inside of the level instance. But if you're doing everything inside the PCG graph, then everything, all of them are instanced as one. So if you're spawning a bunch of cubes, the most they can be instanced is whatever you've made them to be instanced inside the level instance. But when you're just spawning them with BCG, like all the cubes with BCG, right? Then they're all instanced instead of these are instanced and these are instanced and these, right? So normal from height map, use there are two. Normal height, yeah, I know about those two. This one gets the best quality from my understanding out of all of those. Does static meshes within the packed level instances get bashed together? That's not what he asked, though. He's using level instances along his spline. So I'm assuming spawning level instance actors. Even if it's packed level instances, you're still, if you're spawning packed level instances, yes, they're still, as I said, bundled at most within those instances, right? You're still not all together. Level instances allow you to do whatever you want. Allows you to put in lights, allows you to put in do whatever you want. Absolutely anything, you can spawn it. Landscapes are debatable, but other than that, pretty much you can put in whatever you want in them and spawn them with a level instance. That's the beauty of them. But you spawn the level instance and whatever you had inside of that level instance, right? If the things inside of it are only as instanced as you had them in the level instance. You like them better than normal from height because they work with non-textures too. I mean, that makes sense. Yeah, if they work with non-textures, that's good to know. How do you know they work with non-textures? Yeah, well, when I was looking into the options, because there's the perturb one that you mentioned, Rohan. There's the normal height one that I'm using, the normal from height map, And there's also the DDX DDOI method. So I looked into all three of them. And it seemed like the one that gives the best quality is this. Then the perturb method, and then the DDX DDOI. No, Leah. The note here is I made a video on it, but try packaging it. The landscape didn't package properly. I don't know if it's fixed now. It might be fixed now, but when it was brought up to me a while back and I confirmed it, the landscape doesn't package. So yes, it will spawn in editor, but not in a package build. So confirm. Yeah, it always depends on how much control you want, absolutely. You if you haven't seen it yet, Revolution Art, check out my maze video. You just search maze in the channel, you'll find it. There you'll see if you're doing, because what you could do is split it into 2 level instances. One that is just static meshes that you will then spawn with your PCG to make them all instances together, and one that has everything that is not a static mesh. So you can have both. So you can have the more optimized version of meshes, but and still be able to spawn in lights, whatever it is. It's a little more of a pain in the butt, but you could do that. Links don't work in the stream now, only in the Discord. I trust you, Rohan. Trust you. Okay, let's high gradient are, let's comment all of this. Here. Okay. I think that's all we need, right? Oh, roughness needs to be before opacity mask. Oh, is it not? 1, 2. Oh, I didn't change the number of this, so they fall apart. 3, 4. There we go. What a beautiful material. Yeah, I don't need metallic because it's tuned anyway. Check out the video. Yeah, no worries. Rather than the pack level instance, does it work with pack level instances too? Asset action, yeah, because you can do it on the level instances. I don't think it works in the packed level instances. Does it? What's the material for? The entire environment. It's just the master material setup for the entire environment of everything. Of everything that is environment. The ground, the trees, everything. This material function is the base of it all. Making a PCG loop that just loads PCG asset levels is just so satisfying. What? What do you mean? Why does this still look gray? Oh, is it because I didn't hit apply? I didn't hit apply. Gray material incidents. Do a test one. So now, if we take a look, there's our colors. Oh, did I? Oh, I never put them into groups. Oopsie. How do I want to organize this? Material controls. Let's go put this under. Oops. This under. Texture. Where's the normal one? This also under texture. One thing I've always wanted is a way of seeing which things are in none or which things are in what group. You can't, but I've always wanted it. Where am I still missing? You? No, still have something around here. Or do I still not have in a group? Damn it. Time to find the do the hunting game. Where is it? Where's the thing that I don't have in a group still? You. I'll put this under texture, and this is going to be the color perf. Okay, there's another none. What else is none? Son of a. You don't have a group. You don't have a group. You're set. You're set. Where is it? What? How did I manage to click? Okay, not gonna question it. You have a data asset plus PCG setup for the forest that basically parses through PCG data assets and puts them into the scene. Data asset basically has arrays of PCG data assets with various settings for scaling. That's oh nice. Rename your curve from parameter to something else. It hurts your eyes. I did. Also, if it hurts your eyes, you might want to go check out the eye doctor. That's a normal thing. Yeah, you might have something going on with your eyes. What are we doing? Making a master material. You don't need a group. You have a group. You have a group. You're fine. Where is it? Where am I missing? Actually, you know what I can check? Go here. Wait, there is not a none. There is no none. What? I swear to God. I swear to God, Unreal, what is this? None has always disappeared. None has always in the past disappeared if you have nothing in none. The fact that it doesn't appear here means there's nothing in none. Even when I change it to mass, there's nothing in none. Unreal, I swear to God. It's like this. Why is show bubble and zoom not on by default? What are these bugs? What are these new bugs? I don't like these new bugs. Anyway, what I can do now is just change the color curve. Like so. And then if we wanted to, you just go in and be like, yeah, let's adjust this. All right. So we can do that. Let me take a look at some stuff. Let me see how this is organized. I probably need to want to reorganize this. Yeah, let's reorganize this. Not you. Let's put you up top. Maybe vibe coding over there? Seriously. No, it used to all disappear. Yeah. The rule for Nana is plus over 100,000 tries, right? No. There is no, like, magic number. But 99,000, you shouldn't use Nana? There's no such thing as a magic number. It depends on what you're doing, how you're doing it. 10,000 might give you a reason to do it. Again, it depends on how many things you have going behind each other, how many things are being hidden. Even like low poly, like unless it's really low poly, could sometimes benefit with it. Try it. Test it. There's no magic numbers. You do it for OMR. Normal's opacity mass 2. What do you mean? You do it through a curve? Wait, you control your normals and opacity mask through a curve? Why? I guess if it works. You don't want to disable nanite on some things. You want to go full nanite or no nanite. It is more expensive to go mix than it is to go full in either direction. typically. Let's do- Step translucent. You don't want nanite untranslucent object. True. Well, you can't have it on translucent object anyway. But you can enable it, and it'll just not have it be nanite. Yeah. Absolutely. I don't care about what order these ones are in. So let's make them all 20 here. They can make all of these are already in a separate category, so they're fine. Tiling, based on brightness, hue shift, random color to saturation. Oh, height map UV offset. I also want in the section. Okay, UV tiling, height map UV offset. Opacity. Why is opacity here? It's an opaque. Okay. Roughness. That's fine. Wonder why UE still doesn't have a tool to convert masked foliage to nanite. How to get a plugin for that? I mean, that's a good question. I feel like they could do it. If everything masked opaque anyways, try not to have masked in for nanite. If you can, make it geo. Masked is much more expensive. It's usable with nanite, but you really want to avoid masked or obviously translucent doesn't work. Try to keep everything opaque. You'll see a big boost in performance. Use a plugin for Blender to cut out opacity, especially for use with nanite. Oh, nice. Yeah, I think I've seen a few of those in the past. I don't know. I don't think the one I was looking at a while back was for Blender. I don't remember where it was for, but I've seen them at least. Or maybe it was the one you made. I don't know. It's been a while since I looked into that. Okay, I think this is fine. Let's go ahead and do I want to? It's fine. Okay. Let's make this actually like a usable color ramp for testing. So right, so that's our base. We can start with like a stone like texture, right? And now we can play around with we can play around with this. Why does I feel like this doesn't read well here? Why? The problem, I guess, what I'm seeing here is because this has a little bit of transparency. Like, I don't want to be able to tint this. Why does it have a little bit of transparency? Is there any way for me to remove it? Because I think I don't want this. Right, how you could see the stroke below of the other one. Well, before I say that, we can test out to see how it looks actually, like, in game. Why did undo make it a sphere? Okay. Funnily enough, it looks better as a sphere. Who else is the stupid yellow icon at top bother in this Unreal Engine version? Yellow icon at the top? What yellow icon at the top? The top of where? Open the material instance? Okay, about this? I didn't even notice it. You can click the button and it goes away. It's just because it's not a real-time viewport. Yeah, you can click a button and it makes it real-time and you're good. Just by default, I believe it's not real-time. Which I don't really care about it being real-time. Surprisingly here, it's fine. Oh yeah, I wanted to check material controls. Not normal strength. Now, hold on a second. Where's the where's the height map strength? Why did I plug in pay? Whoops. Well, there's the problem. Okay. Well, I guess I don't need this. Let's put this here. This, make this. Let's see what it looks like at one. Excuse me. Oh. It needs to actually select a channel by default. Okay, but why is it still not doing anything? Okay, what else did I mess up? Ah, that's why. Oh no, they just updated. 0.1. There we go. Okay. Let's see. Maybe I do check on. Let's use this. Let's try this first, and then we play around with it in context. Okay. You guys. Yeah. Can I sample the colors here? Let's find out what it looks like first. What? Oh, no, that's not the right ones. These are the ones, the correct ones. Okay. What? Why? What? Unreal? But why are you disappearing? Unreal! Seriously? Real said nuts a day cereal. Yeah, I know. Yeah, so that works. So now we can go and just make tweak the values here. This part saturated. Maybe make this part a little more saturated, and we can start getting a little bit of some color variation here. I don't want to go like weird, go like crazy here, but the point really is that it works. Back to the previous one. The normal might be a little strong. Let's take a look in context. I think the normal might be a little strong. This is no normal. A little bit of a normal. A little bit more of a normal. I mean, honestly, like 1.52 ain't bad. We can give it a softer normal effectively using this. Yeah, not that. But a softer normal, when I say softer normal, I don't mean like intensity, I mean like the slope, I guess, right? So if you like look at this slope is bigger, which almost like separates this a little bit more per section. If I then change the strength of it, right, you can see here, this is no longer just a color thing, right? So we can go with what's our default? 1, 2. Got like 1.5 default. I like the bigger one, honestly. I think even 2. Perfect. I think 1's too low. I think 2's at the right spot. 2 to 3. So let's do... There's not a big difference between 2 and 3. 5 is too much, for sure. I'm tempted to say 2.5. 4 is too much. Let's go 2.5. Normal strength 2.5. And EV offset, we'll set this both as the default values. And there we go. Now, we might want to change the tiling of this. Is the only other thing. More tiling is worse, for sure. What are less tiling? That doesn't look great. Some of this stuff doesn't work great. I think the color here is too much of a change. So I think this color needs to be adjusted. Are you gonna pixelate the environment? No. This is the look of the environment. Honestly, I think at 0.5 is where it's good for this. Let's play with the values one more time. Because now I'm looking at some of this, and maybe it's made it a little bit too extreme, because I'm looking at this now, and that seems too big. So let's do. I mean, now I'm tempted to do a little less, honestly. I know I said the 2 to 3 is good. Now this is a 0.5, and I kind of. It's less in your face. It's more like subtle. And I kind of actually. Maybe it's because I'm looking at it as 0.5 tiling instead of 1. Let's go back to 1 strength. 5 tiling here. Let's put this here. You guys can see the values I'm playing with. This is currently in editor. 100 plus is in a package build. We're currently in editor with a ton of shit open. Yeah, FPS is gonna struggle. Absolutely is gonna struggle. I think the range here is fine. No. The random color intensity. Oh, actually, it was not doing that much. Maybe you go this. FPS really drops the more. Yeah, it drops a ton with like more windows open. I think more normal here is not good. On this one, I think no specular. But it's good to know we have it. Right, just tint the entire thing if we wanted to. All good. Okay. We can work with this, and then we just make 2 more variations. But I think it's working. Let's make 2 more variations of the textures, of the paint. You're working on an editor that gets 110 FPS, and that's on a super restricted pull back, no lighting, no real time. If you had all that on, 40 to 60 FPS, maybe less. Sometimes 10 FPS. I mean, yeah, it depends on what you're doing. Absolutely. You removed a day-night cloud sequence and changed it back to the default volumetric cloud, and you made some tweaks. Holy does it look better. Nice. Yeah, lighting does a lot. Lighting atmospherics do a lot. Gain 10 plus FPS. Nice. Very good. Now let's come back here. And let's, can I just duplicate this? Oh, yeah. Do I want to change the size of the brushes? Not really, because we can always tile it more or less. So I guess it's fine. I could change with how long the strokes are, though. Can we do some of the purple / blue stylization? I mean, if that's the style you want to go for, do it. Oh my god, I actually made it like the color's actually mid-gray, pretty much. I'm never gonna see that. You're gonna do some sort of now it feels so moody. Now you like it? Good. Yeah. Play around with stuff. Don't forget you can always do a LUT as well. So like you can always just take a screenshot of your environment, drop it into like Photoshop or whatever, play around with some color correction, and then make a LUT out of it. Make a new brush and change the luminosity to random. Does that work per stroke? Because last I checked, all of those are not per stroke. Like it will make every see how like it randomizes every little bit? Last I checked, it randomizes each one of those, not the stroke. Per stroke? luminosity jitter. See, you can see it's randomizing as I'm moving. But the entire stroke ends up being the same color. Oh, great. Now the size of the brush is reset. Yeah, that's about the same size. We'll have to do some tweaking. What kind of tweaking? I mean, I changed the value, and it's not per stroke. And when I searched online, it said that no, you cannot do per stroke. So if you know a way of doing it, I'll gladly do it, because that'll make my life a whole lot easier. But like, it's not the end of the world doing this. The only thing is I might need to figure out what's causing the transparency and remove that. I think is the big one. But in actual practice in the game, it doesn't seem like it's a big deal. So maybe not. Yeah, if you remember how to do it, you know, I'll gladly learn. That would make my life considerably simpler than this. I mean, it's not like I have to do this a ton, to be honest, right? Once I do this, I might need to do this, you know, only several more times. It's not like the end of the world, but still. The passy thing is baked into the texture of the brush. Can you see how those pixels are transparent? Yeah, I mean, I see how this is transparent, yeah. I'm sure that's what it is. I need to find where the setting is, but I just don't care enough because in practice, it didn't seem like it mattered, so. If it didn't matter, then, you know, I don't care. If I find out that it actually matters, then, you know, we'll deal with it at that point. It's fine. I do like the brush, though. Despite some of its flaws. I do like the brush. It's possible that down the line I'll be like, it doesn't really work. And I'll want to change it. But at the current moment, I think it's fine. Just don't know how. I might need to look into how to copy these into the different channels, but that's really my only concern at the current moment. I know how to do that in Photoshop, but I think it's a little bit different in Affinity, and they might have changed it again in V3, because last time I tried doing it, it was a pain in the ass. Get luminosity like you did, then make your primary brush color white and the other brush color white. Okay, I'll try it on the next one because I'll need to do one more of these. White and black. Okay, the defaults. Let's try that. Okay, so duplicate, delete. Okay, that's right.
Stream paused, don't worry. The shampoo isn't plot relevant.
Same thing. Any other things you want to try? That changed the jitter? No. It's still default. Still the same as it was. The spacing probably is the thing that's causing the what's it called? The opacity. Yep. Nope. That wasn't it. It would make sense. But I can't make it 0 anyway. Yeah, I don't know. It could be the fact that it's just an oil brush. It could be just the fact that it's an oil brush, so that's just how it works. Shouldn't need to be at 100 if you want just a little bit of variation. But it's not doing even a little bit of variation. Just in here, so just it's about the same. Yeah, that's about the same size. This one I'm gonna try doing like more of a gradient effect. Not fully, but like. Okay, I'll try to put them next to each other, in a sense. So there won't be like a pure, like a dark black next to a relatively light one. To a degree. This will be some. We'll see if that ends up being better or worse. Probably also save, just in case. Go back here, then we continue from these guys. We'll see if this is better or worse. It'll give us an idea of like what direction to take them potentially in the future. Oh god, it's too close. It's too close to the color. You can't see it. There he goes. Too close to that mid gray. Where do I go from here? Here. There is something therapeutic about doing this, I will say. Stroke, stroke, stroke. Don't have an actual stroke. Stroke. An actual stroke would be bad. Here to go darker. I do appreciate the fact that there is this auto tiling, right, method. So nice. Makes things so much simpler. What if this would have been better to do in linear? I guess it doesn't really matter. Maybe I should try swapping it to linear just to see if it ends up looking better through linear. In Unreal, that is. Uh, almost done with the last layer, I guess. Last channel, whatever you want to call it. I just realized, can I just leave this open? Well, let me just paint. Oh my god, I could have just left this open. God damn it. Why didn't I try that? Why didn't I try that? How many gray shirts do I have? I know it's over 10. The exact number I don't remember. At one point I bought like what I thought was like 3-4 something gray shirts. And it was 3-4 packs of gray shirts, turned out. I got gray shirts. Gray t-shirts. You have 25 plain black shirts on purpose? There you go. I mean, like, when you have that many, like, of, like, one kind of shirt, it makes it so simple. Like, oh, what am I wearing today? Just once I lose a bit more weight, you'll see me swapping out of these, because then, once these become too big, I can try like some of the old stuff I have. So I won't like wear these forever. But first gotta do that. I like this one. I like this one more than these. I feel like this one is gonna work better. Okay, so let's see if we can do this. Can I just do a not you. No, not you. Hue saturation levels. No, where's the color ice? Which one has the color ice? Recolor. There we go. Okay. So we want red. Why is this the way it... Red. Recolor. I don't know what value of green is on a hue line. What? I don't want to add a preset. What? God damn it. What is pure green on a hue line? Pure, red, green, on hue. I don't know what that is. I have this. I have a hue. I can change a degrees. 0 to 360. I don't know why the recolor is just an What, is it 139? You're saying? Is that 0 to 360 though? Or is that 0 to 255? Because this is up to 360. Because it cycles back on itself. Why? Why is it like this? Who thought this was a good idea? Is there another option? Do I have a better option? Levels. Red. No, sorry. Green. Blue. Wait, is it that way? Green. Ah! Screw you, I'm doing this way. We can use levels. I guess it needs to be on here. It's on a 360. Pure green is 120. I'm just gonna go with the level adjustment one at this point because we're getting different answers. And we have this. Then we need the red channel here. And then the green channel there. There's the green. And then it goes away. Oh, no, wait. Red, it needs to be this way. Red. Green. There we go. There's the blue channel. Okay. So then it's here. It's here. And I just do these. And then make this add. Oh god, none of them are called add. Which one's add? Is it linear? Shit. Is it linear light? No. Add. Oh, there's add. Never mind. I take it back. I found add. Add. Okay. It is 120. You were wrong. Okay, Ron wins that one. Okay. Do you guys love my beautiful, colorful mess? Art. I know, right? Beautiful, beautiful art. Re-import. Let's take it up. Red channel. Green channel. Channel. Looks good. Now the question is, should I kill sRGB? It's gonna complain. Here. Here. Linear color. Was linear color better? Also, we can now try out the different curves. Linear color is better. Potentially. So now we can change this to green. And I hate the fact that I have to do this here. I guess it doesn't really matter that much, but it's green. There's so blue is what I think we had. Red is the one that I thought might be the best. Let's real quick turn off the variation of color. You just see it in its pure form. And that's just a subtle change. So yeah, let's take a look at this. So a couple of things. Maybe remove some of the saturation here. Oh, so now it doesn't go away. Why doesn't it go away now? If red is 0 or 360, then green must be a third, which is 120. Blue must be 240. I mean, look, you can use your logic all you want, but it doesn't mean I'm smart enough to understand it. In this case, I am, and it makes perfect sense what you wrote, but don't forget I'm stupid. You're honestly surprised society isn't praising me for being the successor to Bansky? Bansky. Oh, this guy. Why Bansky? Why him? Why not like Picasso or Salvador Dali? Or even who's the guy in Barcelona that I love? Gaudi. If you don't know about Gaudi, the architect or artist in Barcelona, Spain, he's the one that's designed, passed away. Basically, all his architectures none of that uses straight lines. It's all like this. It's really cool. It's one of the. It's literally the only thing from Spain that I remember when I went to visit. Was that where Dali's museum is? It might be also that. And I do mean nothing that he builds has straight lines. Everything has some curve. Interiors included. Okay, so now we can put this back. And we made this all for one texture. How dark a night scene should be. Not at all. So, if you're making a night scene, you probably want to make basically a daylight that's just blue. A lot of times. Because a lot of times, if you take a look at film, the way that better picture. The way film does night typically is just making it. See if there's anything here that I think it's fine. This. So if you want to go for like the artistic one, since you were talking about doing the different colors, then just make it blue. That's not what Crimson Desert said. They made the night actually dark. I mean, yeah, it depends on the style you're going for. But if you're going already for like colors, like, you know, unnatural, unrealistic colors during the daytime, then you might want to do this for the night. And then night really depends on how much moonlight there is, right, and all that. Is it in the city versus is it in like middle of nowhere? Right? The color will be also different, and the brightness will be different. Yeah. But you don't go like this extreme, right? But like you can see, like even like some of them are just subtly blue, and that's it. But there's enough light to see whatever it is, and it really depends on what you're going for. Are you going just to make it appear like it's night, or are you trying to make it like spooky and actually dark? Because also keep in mind, not everyone's brightness is the same, so you want to make sure you include a brightness slider. So you want to make sure that people can see in general. Because maybe their display is not very good and they have a lot of light where they are currently, so right, it's gonna be hard to see like the darkest details. If you have a torch mechanic, then yeah, you can go pitch black if you wanted to go. But if you're, unless it's a horror game, I would never go pitch black, because bounce light from the torch will automatically bring up, right, any shadows anywhere, like in a large area around you, unless you're just in the middle of nowhere and no light bounce can happen. Right. Is a horror game? Well, there you go. Then make it as dark as you want. Okay, so I can rename this. Okay, I'll move this stuff. Folder, color curves. So this we can just rename to CC underscore stone path. And we can then reuse it if we want to for something else. Laughs evilly. That's one way to do it. I wonder if I should just do a quick hue shift here. Is it better or is it worse? I'm trying to I think where it is around fine. Maybe. Ooh, maybe I just want to make it all darker. Maybe it's a little bit too bright, actually. One thing I'm noticing is it feels like there's a lot of colors here, right? Why does it feel like there's that many colors? But when I turn off the random color intensity to 0, it still feels like there's a lot of colors, but there's not. Hold on. I think that's just how it looks when with the value variation. Because here it looks pretty much all the same, right? And it's just because of the value variation, really. Because this, yeah, this, I can see it, but it's very subtle. And looking at this, I think the brightest ones are too bright. So we could just, I could just, one of these. To make it easier for me. And then slightly reduce the minimum there. Let's take a look. Maybe making it darker is worse. It does kind of change the look. I think it's fine. I think the original. Yeah, let's go. Let's keep this. Okay. Shall we try this with the grass now? I mean, theoretically, we have the setup now, right? So we could theoretically just try this with the grass. You open you. So instead of paint stroke test, this is going to be what do I want to call it? I guess paved path. Yeah, you'll have a good night. Thanks, by. And then we can do this one is going to be grass. Boink. Boink. I'll be honest, like, even using the same material on it actually looks pretty good. Theoretically, if I like the variation, I could just tint it, right? By doing a hue shift. But I think I want a little bit more variation. So maybe that's how that's what I do for the curves. Is I just control the amount of variation. Or you just call it variation A. And variation B. Because then after that, we can just tint it, right? Let's go ahead and tweak this. Let's see, how do we want this? probably don't want it to be like that saturated, first of all. Yeah, that becomes a... You especially, let's tone you down. Do I want a... Do one more. Maybe like a dark here. Is that too much? A bit brighter. Trying to figure out the colors first, but yeah, maybe. This needs to not be so saturated. And then maybe we don't go like full brown here. You know, I'm fine with a little bit of splotchiness, but I think this would be okay if this is more yellow. This doesn't work great. Also, let's play with green. Is it too many colors? What is making this neon? What is this color? Is it this one? I think it's this one. Something about it still not that. You're insanely saturated. That's what's doing a lot of that. You want it to be a little bit warmer here? Let me just go into the game. Because maybe I'm just messing with it too much outside the game. Let's change the tiling here. Also, the tiling could have a role here. Less tiling is better here. Less tiling is better here. I think less tiling is better here because of the grass, like, leaves. I like that a lot more. I'm almost okay with actually having more variation in the brightness than here, because here it's very plain because of all the grass pieces. So there's more variation here. It's not bad. Yeah. Higher, lower, normal strength. We actually want probably less normal strength here, but one is fine. I don't think we want spec on here still. Not for the grass. Oh, I still have the hue. Oh, I still have the hue shift here. Oh, that's better. Take off the damn hue shift and it turns better to the green that I've been picking. I had the hue. Why did I have the hue shift still here? Why is that still here? It's not on the other one. God damn it. That's a lot better. Yeah, I think one tiling on this does not work. 0.5, I think, starts to work. 0.3, though, I think works better in this scenario. And then we can see about the other channels. Red. Blue. I think blue or green is still, I think, the best one here. Yeah, we can go with this. I think that's pretty good. Let's go with the dirt one. That's just the dirt one. DT. No. So theoretically, if we're happy with it, the curve, we can just use the hue shift to make it the right color. Can we get away with hue shift? Maybe not. Maybe if we used variation A, we could. I think we can just use variation A. And then tint it down. And then maybe bump the saturation a little bit. All right. And now we have a little bit more interest here. And then maybe even actually change the another random color intensity, not the hue shift. Although No. I mean, maybe a little more on the warm side. We could change the you. Try emphasizing it a little more. That might be a little too much though. A little bit darker and maybe a little more saturated. It's relatively simple on this one, but crank up the normal a little bit. Not too much. I'm trying to think, maybe you do want another variation for this. It's a little too flat. Let's actually make another variation for this. Oh, there's no time. We're at the end of the stream. Okay, in that case, we'll say it's fine for now. For tonight. Could make it have more variation by actually increasing the max brightness ones. I'm not going to, but I guess that's something to consider. Bit more color randomness. I think for the dirt is fine. Yeah. I mean, look, the fact that we did this with a single texture, okay? I'm gonna be pleased with that. The fact that we got this, the stone, grass, and dirt, right? All of this with a single texture, and I don't hate it. I think this needs to have a little more tweaking. I'm not in love with the dirt ones. The grass might be a little much in the variation department. We'll see. He's not gonna play with it, but we set it up. We set it up and it works. And that's quite pleased about that. Let's quickly take a look at what it looks like with the mobs. That is one problem with pushing the contrast. That is one problem, right? We actually see the variation here. Is it because of the normals? We'll see. We'll need to see what is causing like this kind of like bubbly look. But yeah, I think we should tweak the green a little bit, a little more. Oh, that needs to be adjusted. But yeah, I think the green needs to maybe go a little more, a little less saturated and maybe a little darker in places. We'll see. We'll play around with these values. But it's in a good spot, I think. Or starting to be in a good spot, at least. Hey! But guys, that's gonna do it for tonight. Thank you guys so much for joining me. It's been fun. I'm glad it's working. We'll probably need to tweak a little more, you know, but tomorrow we could carry on and start setting this up for all the other stuff. We still need to do a layered material for it, for like things like stone, the swords, the statues, and all that. Right? That's gonna be that's gonna be the plan. We'll start with the environment pieces that are like need only one color setup or like a procedural setup. Things like the statue and stuff I might want to have a bit more control, but we'll see. Maybe not. Maybe not. We'll see. But anyway, guys, I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.